Hello, I'm Joe Dwyer, and I'm the Assistant Director for the Internship program at Arcadia's London Center. And today I have the pleasure of introducing Madison. Madison has been undertaking a virtual or remote internship placement through our program with a London organization, and she's been kind enough to take a few minutes here to talk to us about her experience. So hello, Madison. Thank you for joining me here today.
Hi, of course.
Yeah.
I'm Madison Mosgiel.
Yep.
I go to Villanova University. I'm a rising junior studying communications with a specialization in public relations and a minor in business.
Excellent. Yeah. And do you want to tell us a little bit, Madison, about the organization that you worked with this
Yes.
summer through the virtual placement?
So through Arcadia, I was placed with Integrity International Group. They kind of just work on growing and developing a number of different businesses, and they have a lot of partnerships. They focus on sustainable business development. So I got to work on a lot of different projects. I was a marketing intern for them. I think it was a really great fit as
Great.
well.
Yeah, I think digital marketing was something that we talked about early in the placement process with you, and this was an opportunity that came up. But now, did you find that that there were good projects to work on for you there in terms of marketing or other business communications type
Yes.
roles?
Yes. So Integrity International was focused a lot this summer on opening up a bunch of new places. I focused a lot on the student hotel that they're opening, which I think is really cool. It was probably my favorite set of projects to work on because they really valued my opinion and perspective because being that I am a student, I got to work a lot on the marketing plan for them and different posts for their new social media outlets and stuff like that. I even got to design my own flyers for them for grooming and pricing and stuff like that on a platform called Canva, which they trained me on. It's kind of just like a design platform. So they were really cool projects to work on.
It sounds like you got a lot to do, and it sounds like they kept you pretty busy as well.
Yeah.
Excellent. I'll just ask, of course, the dynamic of doing a placement on a remote basis is something that's it's certainly new for us to be operating in that way. And one of the things that we wanted to try and ensure with our placement providers doing this, working in this way, is to make sure that there's a good degree of communication, daily communication. So how frequently were you in contact with your supervisor there, and did you get that good sense of continuity from that?
Yes, I definitely think I did. Obviously, it was kind of disappointing to not be able to be in London in person, but
Absolutely.
I did still feel like I was a part of the team and the company. My supervisor checked in with me every morning, or I checked in with her every morning that I was working, and she would either email me or the different projects and instructions that I was working on, and sometimes we would do Skype calls, or if everything was good over email and understood, then I could just get started with it and send it back over to her. But definitely I had a form of communication every day, and if anything needed to be cleared up, we would just video chat.
And now, obviously, with the U.S., you're working from home in the U.S., and you're working with the organization here in London, so there's a time difference. So I imagine that you crossed over for probably around half a day, kind of the morning there is the afternoon here. And then I imagine you had that live time and then also some self-directed time. How did you find you managed that sort of distance in terms of that? Was there a regular continuity for that for you, or did you feel comfortable with that level of self-direction?
Yeah, I did. I definitely think that it was a lot harder with the time difference, but I think that the way everything was structured, kind of made it work. I think that definitely the overlap time was really good. So if I had any questions or anything like that, I would probably try to ask them right in the morning. Well, my morning, their afternoon. But sometimes they were even still around later in the day. So by email, they would answer me. But how I worked kind of later in my day without having any meetings or anything like that, because their days were over, I would create plans for myself because I'm someone that kind of likes the structure, and working at home, there's different distractions and it can be hard sometimes. So I just found that having writing down what I have to do, just kind of having a set schedule just really helped.
That's really interesting, because I think that is one of the challenges, is that sort of making sure you kind of, when you're working in your own space and things, I think for anybody working from home, whether it's an internship or, so many people are working from home at the moment, it's trying to find that kind of mental and physical space to sort of separate yourself from all the other things going on. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Also, I wanted to just quickly ask you, obviously doing an internship placement from home in the U.S. with an organization in London, obviously it's never going to be quite the same as in terms of the cultural experience of being in that other country and working in that environment physically. But were you able to get a sense of the cultural differences and the cultural nuances in the way people work as well?
I think so. Especially being able to sit in on the company meetings. We would have them every Wednesday and Friday with the owner of the whole entire company himself too. So I definitely got a sense of how they do things in London and what their job entails. And I was able to really learn from them that way. I definitely think that if there was no video, obviously, that I wouldn't be able to kind of make those connections. And
Now, of course, the internship, the placement itself is part of the broader INPR 210 seminar class. And I wanted to ask you, how would you say you found the seminar? Was that of value to you in conjunction with the placement?
Yeah, I definitely think it was. I would have weekly meetings and different assignments that I think really helped me to kind of maybe focus more on what I was getting out of the internship, as I had to complete assignments, ongoing assignments. So I think that having them both at the same time was a really great way to kind of just get everything out of it, because you're thinking about you're thinking about what you're doing and applying it to those assignments, and writing about it just kind of makes you learn more about it, I think.
Yeah, and there's a sort of a professional development focus to the seminar class as well. And did you find that to be of value as well? I think there's LinkedIn training and things like that.
Yeah, so we have to create a kind of portfolio. We respond to a certain job with a resume and a cover letter. So I definitely think the professional work with that is super helpful as well, especially for the future.
Well, it sounds like you've had a really good experience, Madison. I'm just so glad to hear it. I hope that you'll find it to be of value going forward as well. So.
Yeah, I definitely think I learned a lot about the marketing industry and digital marketing, social media, just everything. And I think that this is the kind of career that I want to pursue. It's what I'm studying at school. So I definitely think that even a short 6-week digital experience will definitely help with whatever job or internship I'll have in the future.